guys, Leah Michelle, Resistance Chicks, January 29th, 2017. We have more protesters, but for a different reason.
It's never going to stop. They're trying to get it going.
These people are kind of lackadaisic looking, kind of not really sure why they're there. They're kind of sure, they just kind of want to fight something. They're not quite done with the, you know, this is cracking me up. This has got to be the most like lethargic looking.
And then all of a sudden we're just gonna scream and yell.
I love this part, this chant coming up here in a minute.
I got my camera and my sign.
I love that now he wants to be patriotic. No fear. Refugees are welcome here. No hate, no fear. Refugees are welcome here.
Okay.
Like I said in the last video, if you didn't see it, if you read the Quran and these Muslims, it tells them to kill everyone that doesn't believe in Islam.
They tried this in Europe. They tried, oh, welcome, here's your water, here's some food, here's some government housing, come.
And now I'm going to rape you and kill you.
Yeah,
and blow y'all up. You guys, no fear. No fear. They keep saying, we shouldn't be afraid, we shouldn't be afraid. Y'all people got reason to be afraid.
Yeah, so the National Review has a good article on why there is a lot of hysteria about this. Read the thing for yourself. It's no big deal.
These people are acting like we're not letting in Jewish refugees that Hitler was persecuting. That's what they're acting like.
Actually, a Jerusalem article from the J-Post posted that. And I commented on there and I said, this is not the same.
No.
And what is really shameful about this is that the Jews, number one, didn't have an army.
Yeah.
They weren't even fighting Hitler. But the definition is these are Muslims coming in from Muslim countries. These Muslims are battling each other. But they are united in one principle. A good portion of them hate America.
Right.
And another good portion of them want Sharia law. So we've got to vet and we have to say, listen, I understand that you're Muslim. I understand that your Quran tells you to hate the infidels and hate me. But will you come in here and appreciate our country and abide by our Constitution? And you almost have to unbrainwash some of these people, okay? Right. And you can say, people, Muslims, you're just saying that you're Islamophobic and Muslims are evil and blah, blah, blah. I'm saying that if you really follow Islam, right, a good Muslim wages jihad and goes after infidels.
You guys need to understand that. We had somebody comment yesterday saying, I need you to understand that you guys are really smart and intelligent, but like there is only one God and there's no Jesus. And he's like, I want you to learn this. I want you to this. I wanted to tell the guy, I didn't even give it any time, but it's like, listen, I know Jesus as my personal Lord and Savior. Nothing is going to shake my faith. Not some comment from some stupid person. Not that you're stupid. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. But nothing is going to shake my faith. I'm going to believe the Bible through and through, and I am going to act on it. So when you talk about bringing in people of a religious affiliation, you can't just say, come in and accept, and all of a sudden everything can be la-la hunky-dory.
Right.
You can't just tell people to come in and leave their religion at the door.
Right.
Because it's not going to happen. But guess what? That taqiyya gives them the ability to lie to their enemy and hate them in their heart, so they can come and they can say, yes, God bless America. Yes, Jesus is Lord. Yes, we love your Constitution. Yes, we love America. And inside they hate you and they're plotting to kill you.
I like this National Review. To read the online commentary, one would think that President Trump just fundamentally corrupted the American character. You would think that the executive order on refugees he signed yesterday betrayed America's founding ideals. You might even think he banned people from an entire faith from entering our shores. Look at the rhetoric. Chuck Schumer, U.S. Senator, said, tears are running down the cheeks of the Statue of Liberty tonight as a grand tradition of America welcoming immigrants that has existed since America was founded has been stomped upon. Taking in immigrants and refugees is not only humanitarian but also boosted our economy. And he doesn't really mention that some of them killed people. I'm not even going to bother with Nancy Pelosi. I don't even pretend she does. I just pretend she doesn't exist. Honestly, I do. CNN, doing its best Huffington Post impersonation, ran a headline declaring Trump bans 134 million from the U.S. The Huffington Post, outdoing itself, just put the Statue of Liberty upside down on its front page. So what did Trump do? Did he implement his promised Muslim ban? No, far from it. He backed down dramatically from his campaign promises and instead signed an executive order dominated mainly by moderate refugee restrictions and temporary provisions aimed directly at limiting immigration from jihadi conflict zones. What is this problem? We don't have a problem here. Let's analyze the key provisions, separate the fact from hysteria, and introduce a bit of historical perspective. First, the order temporarily halts refugees' admissions for 120 days to improve the vetting process. That's what we went over in a previous one.
Right.
Then caps refugee admissions at 50,000 per year. Outrageous, right? Not so fast. Before 2016, when Obama dramatically ramped up refugee admissions, Trump's 50,000 stands roughly in between a typical year of refugee admissions in George W. Bush's 2 terms and a typical year in Obama's 2 terms.
Wow.
Here is a chart. In the 80s, lots of people in, and then it's kind of leveled out. Okay? So, in 2002, the United States admitted only 21,000, probably for very good reason. And then it admitted fewer than 50,000 in 2003, 2006, and 2007. As for President Obama, he was slightly more generous. From 2013 to 15, a mere 70,000. And in 2011 and 12, he admitted more, just about 50,000 refugees himself. The bottom line is that Trump is improving security screening and intends to admit refugees at close to the average rate for the 15 years before Obama's dramatic expansion in 2016.
It's hysteria. They've created hysteria just for the sake of creating hysteria.
Right.
If they had come and said, listen, now it's going to go down to like 5,000 or something like that, I would understand maybe a little bit of the hysteria. And if Trump had not, if nobody else had already done, remember in our last segment where Barack Obama actually did this in 2013, he put the 90 or 120 day just a hold.
I think it was a 60-day ban on people from Iraq.
Okay, well still, he's already done it.
Right.
And so Trump is just doing again what he has already done, and there's mass hysteria over it just for the sake of having hysteria.
This is a 90-day ban on 7 countries that are torn apart by jihadi violence or under the control of hostile jihadist governments.
Right. If you were a hostile jihadist government and your country was allowed to admit refugees into the United States of America and you hated America and you wanted to come and blow Americans up and create hysteria, would you not use that process? Hello! These people may be murderers, but they sure ain't stupid. Sorry.
So, from our last segment, you'll understand that the DHS basically is trying to come up with the information needed from any country to make sure the visas and the admission are in order to determine that the individual seeking the benefit is who they claim to be and is not a security or public safety threat. The ban, however, contains an important exception. Secretaries of State and Homeland Security may, on a case-by-case basis, when in national interest, issue visas or other immigration benefits to nationals of countries for which visa and benefits are otherwise blocked. Okay, we're kind of re-going over some of these things. To the extent this ban applies to new immigrant and non-immigrant entry, this temporary halt with exceptions is wise. We know that terrorists are trying to infiltrate the ranks of refugees and other visitors. We know that immigrants from Somalia, for example, have launched jihadist attacks here and at home and have sought to leave the U.S. to join ISIS. Indeed, given the terrible recent track record of the completed and attempted terror attacks by Muslim immigrants, it's clear that our current approach is inadequate to the threat. And however, there are reports that the ban is being applied to even green card holders. Sometimes you're not going to get something to start flowing just right.
Right.
The way you want it to. Some people have been withheld in airports. A lot of them have been let through. It was just implemented.
Well, as this guy says, that's crazy. It's not going to apply to the green card holders. If you're already here and you're supposed to be here, you're okay.
Third, Trump's order also puts an indefinite hold on admission of Syrian refugees to the United States until such time as I have determined that sufficient changes have been made to ensure that the admission of Syrian refugees is consistent with the national interest. This is perhaps the least consequential aspect of his order, and is largely a return to the Obama administration's practice from 2011 to 2014. For all the Democrats wailing and gnashing of teeth, until 2016, the Obama administration had already largely slammed the door on Syrian refugee admissions.
Right.
So, the Syrian civil war touched off in 2011, and in 2011, there were only 29 people in. 2012, 31, then 36, and 35, and then 1,600. So, while the Syrian war is raging, ISIS was rising, and refugees were swamping Syria's neighbors and surging into Europe, the Obama administration let in less than a trickle of refugees. Only in the closing days of his administration did President Obama reverse course in numbers insufficient to make a dent in the overall crisis, by the way. Meaning there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's so many that would like to come over.
So, we don't know when and where Islamic terrorists are going to strike. It's a hard thing to keep a track of everything going on. During the Obama administration, it seems that Christians and other minorities may well have ended up to the back of the line.
Right.
For example, when Obama dramatically expanded Syrian refugee in 2016, few Christians made the cut. Obama administration has resettled 13,210 Syrian refugees in the United States since the beginning of 2016, an increase of 675% over the same 10-month period. Of those, 99.1% were Muslim.
That's a very large percentage.
So only 0.5% were Christians. And then only 24 were Yazidis, and we need to let them in too because they're being persecuted. They have a different religion. They're not Muslim. Recognizing that Christians actually represent 10% of Syria's population, so you think 10% of the refugees would be Christian coming in. Or even more because they're persecuted even more.
Exactly.
So this is what's really important. I want you guys to recognize. The term refugee means any person who is outside any country of such person's nationality and who is unable or unwilling to return to that country because of persecution or well-founded fear of persecution on account of religion and among other things.
Right.
So that's what a refugee is. It's not just fleeing war for war's sake.
Yeah.
You actually have to have an ideological reason.
We can't just open up our doors to everyone that lives in a war-ridden country. Like, we would be opening up our doors to there's war all over the world going on right now.
So the CNN guy here, if you let him, Jim Sciutto, says there is no basis to the claim Muslim refugees were prioritized over Christians. Fact is, refugee policy is not based on religion until now. But we know that it is based on religion. Ideological things. So false. Religious considerations are by law part of the refugee policy. Because
you're being persecuted for your religious beliefs.
And it's entirely responsible to give preference, though not exclusively, to members of minority religions. Especially if your people are killing you because of your religion.
Especially if people are killing you.
So you'll find that this is not a Muslim band.
They're all acting like Trump just put out a big sign that said no Muslims can enter the country, for the next 120 days or 90 days or whatever.
At its most draconian, it temporarily halts entry from jihadist regions. In other words, Trump's executive order is a dramatic climb down from his worst campaign rhetoric.
So, okay, let me pose this. We know that there's a lot of Muslims in, let's say, the UK, right? So does this apply to the Muslims in the UK? If they needed to come over here for some reason, whatever it was, this ban, from what we've done our research, applies to 7 specific countries that Obama listed out when he was in office. The UK was not one of them. Right. So if it was based on religion.
That is such a really good point. No, you can come here. There's no ban. Nobody's going to vet you or anything.
So there you go. It's not a Muslim ban. Debunked. This is Lee and Michelle signing off, where it's not a conspiracy theory if it's the truth. Like us, comment. We love hearing from you guys. Please ring the bell for subscriptions to Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chick so that you get notifications when we put out new videos. We try to put them out daily or at least 5 days a week.
Should we see what's going on one more time with the...
Okay, sure. This is live feed.
Yeah. Or it was. It was 2 hours ago it was live, so let's see. You want to unmute us?
I want to unmute them. I want to hear them. Here they go.
I love this guy. This white guy holding this. I love my Muslim neighbor. I love the hijabs. Ninth day, we will not go away. Welcome to your ninth day.
I love that she's still wearing her little vagina hat.
Was she really?
Oh yeah, she's probably been there like, I'm just gonna stay. I'll protest women's rights. I'm gonna protest the Muslim rights. I'm gonna sit here and I'll just protest. But I guarantee you she wasn't at the march for her life.
We'll see how many people have jobs.
Yeah.
Shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame. You know what? Protests are really good for the economy in D.C. Because you know all these people got to be getting food and Jesus isn't there multiplying loaves and fishes for them. Okay?
That was really good.
Where are we going to get food for all these people? I mean, they got to get hotels. And you know they're going into all the shops, buying all these souvenirs and stuff like that. This is really good for the Washington, D.C. economy. You know? Come on. Take the protesters. Boost the economy in D.C. You know how hard up those politicians are for money.
No wall, no ban. No wall, no ban. No wall, no ban. No wall, no ban. It's kind of catchy. Kind of catchy.
I feel like as a debater, though, I could do a way better job than those people are doing.
Yeah.
Than their protesters.
Benjamin Netanyahu tweeted out, I think that the wall's a good idea. It worked well for us. And this isn't a ban, so don't worry about it. So you have to take your ban out of your chant. No wall, no wall, no wall. There's gonna be a wall, no wall, no wall. Okay, so take
Well,
the ban
guess
out.
what, guys? I love that they're chanting against the wall here. You know?
Yeah.
Because guess what? The Syrian refugees aren't going to have to climb a wall to get in here. They fly right in. What's the wall got to... Listen, if you're going to address the wall thing, that's fine. Separate. This is... You're protesting this ban, so-called, which is not a ban.
You can't protest something that doesn't exist.
You guys, come
It
on.
ain't no ban.
Yeah.
Michelle just debunked it.
The wall is going to be coming. He said he's going to do the wall. Go back again. And see, the thing is, like you just said, these people come from all over the place. They got to get it all in while they're there because I can't come back because I have to work next week.
Right.
So I got to protest the wall and everything else and wear my pink vagina hat while I'm there and do it all at one time. You know, get it all in at one time. Okay. Once again, we're signing up for y'all people. Come back and see us again.
This is getting exciting.
No wall, no ban. No wall, no ban. No wall, no ban.
I was cold.